What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the Playmates toys. Voltron Legendary Defender, Metal Defender, Lions of Voltron. Oh man, folks, throw your spoilers out the window because we are starting in Voltron mode. Yes, I know that's unheard of. But hear me out here. This is the Target exclusive version of these figures. This is a set, and they're calling this the Lions of Voltron set. It says so on the box. So I'm gonna go from Voltron to the Lions to give the Lions some due. You know, you could feel how you wish about that. It's okay. I understand. But I thought we'd go this route because this is an interesting route. This is a little bit of a different set. This is the die-cast set, which was recently debuted. It recently debuted at San Diego, at the San Diego Comic-Con at the Entertainment Earth booth. Yeah, it hasn't gone available in other stores just yet. You can see some of the listings already on TRU for the individual Lions, which is the way it's going to be sold in other shops. But this set, from what I've been able to gather, is Target exclusive, and it is cheaper than getting the Lions separately. Voltron also has some standing issues. Here we go. Oh, here we don't go. So let's see. Here's the thing. None of my Voltrons from this Playmates line has done so well standing up on his own. That's an unfortunate thing. Okay. So that's, one of the things I want to cover right away. No matter what I've done, no matter how many fixes people tell me to do, my big one doesn't want to stand. And you know what? I am never putting it together as Voltron again. I mean, if I have a request, for a guest or something, maybe. But for me, the bigger set that came out back in December, which was still my best video to date, views-wise, like, those guys look better as the Lions for me. So here's a size comparison with the Black Lion of that set. So you can see how big, you can imagine. I'm not going to do size comparison with the full combiner here, but I will be doing some other Voltrons in a second. We'll get all the size comparisons out of the way. How big the Lion is compared to this new Voltron. Like just compare heads. That's crazy, so this was a really big boy. This was not. This really is about 8 inches tall here. So here's another size comparison. Here's another Voltron for you. Funko Pop. And, okay, that was like classic Voltron. Here we go. Here's a big guy. This, is the more articulated version, and which is smaller than the other one, and you can see it is still ginormous compared to the new Voltron. So there you go. There's another big guy. Here's another big guy. Heavy, 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 heavy. Awesome, awesome. I can't even believe I took this out for review. The new, well, newish now, Soul of Chogokin. Beautiful, gorgeous, probably figure of the year of Voltron. It's still early. It's up there for me. Let's just say that. Top 2, top 3, we'll see. Yeah, I actually have one more Voltron for you guys. Speaking of SDCC, this is an older SDCC exclusive. This is another super articulated one. This is the Mattel version. I can't remember exactly what. Blazing Sword Voltron. Yes, he's dual fisting his swords. Just I didn't feel like putting either one of them away, so he dual fists swords. on my display. Great figure. I really love it. Despite some like annoying paint apps that a a figure of that size should have. So let's do some other size comparisons. See, that you might think of. So this is one of the bigger Marvel Legends and Captain Britain. There you go. Check out my Facebook page. At the top of the weekend, I did a really fun photo shoot with that guy and this girl right here. And I might do a dual review with them coming up on the channel. Just because. They have nothing to do with each other, but I had so much fun doing that photo shoot that I might do it. There's Super Mechagodzilla for you SH Monster Arts fans, just in case you were wondering about some scale stuff. Like if you were thinking, maybe I could put this guy in my display. Maybe a little better with a NECA Pacific Rim, right? He's a little bit bigger. He's 8-inch scale, and this is about 7.5 or so. So that's Ultimate Gypsy Danger. And one last figure, because I just recently hit his review, and it's a Playmates also. There you go. There's a size comparison with Usagi Ujimbo. All right, so let's bring in this guy closer because it's the star of the show, right? So this is the figure all together. Again, the big thing here is there is diecast in this figure, and there is diecast in each of the individual lions, which is really cool. Now, I've already heard some people like complaining, oh, there's not enough diecast, you know, like this, that. Well, I mean, what I'm gonna say is, you got figures from like, you know, more known lines. Oh, and they have diecast, you know, that claim to have diecast, and this only has diecast in his like feet. You know, so even like some of the Chogokin stuff, obviously the big Soul of Chogokin that I just showed you has quite a bit of diecast, and people still complain about that one too. But I'm talking something like a Super Robot Chogokin. Yeah, I got one here that I'm actually going to be reviewing very soon. He's here to review, and then like his weapon broke a little bit and I have to fix it. So this is Shin Getter. So yeah. So yeah, he's got diecast, but he doesn't have a ton of diecast. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's diecast in these Super Robot Chogokins, but it's not a ton. So, I mean, this is a Playmates Toys figure. Now, you know, like, the thing is, with these figures, like, people have to remember, this is like a US company toy, like you know, a domestic toy here. And for them to have any diecast is quite a feat. So I think it's cool, you know, for the price. Is it worth it? I don't know. Maybe it's $70. This was $70 altogether. Individually, it's going to cost you more. So try not to get that. Try to get at Target. I got it at Target.com actually. So yeah, and if anybody has any information that this is not a Target exclusive, let me know. But that's all I've heard. You know, and all the websites only have the lions coming, so I'm not 100% sure which way it'll be. But yeah, diecast content, he does feel good. Altogether, this is a nice feeling figure. It's got a good amount of content. For me, could it have more? Yeah, it could, but, you know, it doesn't. And I'm glad it has some, just because it makes it different and feels different than the other two Voltron sets. You know, like, so I'm fine with that. I'd like to. I'm obviously doing this review a little bit differently than my other one. So let's just get articulation out of the way, because it's not so great. You don't get anything in the head, and that is, well, let me preface this. This is obviously the same mold as the big one, sized down, added in the diecast, but took away a few things. Like electronics, like some paint apps, and a few other things. Unfortunate, yes, but we'll get to all that. So nothing in the head, just like the original. You get nothing in the chest or anything, which is unfortunate that they couldn't give it a little bit of something. It's unfortunate they could have given it something in the head either, because again, they took away the electronics. So, you know, they should have tried to do something there. For his shoulders, I'm only getting rotation here. Maybe this rotates up here, but I don't want to break it. It seems pretty tight. So I can only rotate mine from the big black balls here. That are like his, like hind, you know, the black line's legs all wound up there. He's got a little bit of an elbow, and obviously you could get more going if you rotate the like the legs here a little bit. If you rotate them out a little bit, you get a little more going in the elbow, but you don't get a ton either way, and that doesn't look so hot either. So maybe if we do something different, this guy will work a little better. Maybe if we put him up. Hey, that's not a bad look. Hold on a second. Now I know what you guys are saying. That's not right. It's not gonna be right. Well, I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna tell you to do it if you don't want to. But for me, I kind of go with whatever looks the coolest for my own display here. And that's not so bad of a look. It kind of covers up his tail a little bit at the top. Got the shield. Where's the shield? Let's put that shield back here. So yeah, now you got more elbow articulation. I don't mind that at all. At all, guys. So up to you. You do what you want. But for me, just to make it look a little different also on my display, I might leave the legs up here. And you free up his elbows. So that's cool. Because I definitely want to leave it like this. I'm not going to do it as the lions. You do get some head rotation here. So unlike the other one, the heads do not pop in and out on the smaller lions. And they also, the jaws do snap like the other one. So, which makes him hold his sword. Same thing on the other side. His legs do come out like this, which is good. And then you got kind of like a double jointed knee here because of the combination, but that works really good. So not bad at all there. And then his foot can do this, and you can move these guys around here so you get them in the right spot just for standing purposes. You'll be fiddling with that a lot, let me tell you. On his back, he has the wings. This is one of the unfortunate things here, and I'm not sure why they did it the way they did it. His wings cannot fold outwards, and that just plain sucks, guys. I'm just gonna say it right out. I don't know why they did it the way they did. It's unfortunate. The best you can do is like do them in the up position like this, which is probably how I'm gonna do it. And another reason why I kind of like these up, because it just makes it look a little cooler. So yeah. So that's unfortunate with the wings. It can go back and forth and does go up and down, but doesn't go out the way they made it. They just made it so they come out, and these are out on in the box, and you just pop them in. That's it. You do have the shield here. Take a look at that. That looks pretty cool. And I guess you could put it down here as well. Right? Yep. Get a little more shield action down there. So wherever you want to put it is fine. You got two parts there. And that was the end of his articulation, by the way. That's why we went right into accessories. Here's his sword, a little different than the others. This one is a gray molded plastic with some blue paint on it. It's fine. Could be a little better. Wish there was a little more paint on the hilt, or any paint on the hilt. But you know what? I'm gonna put this down. But that's that with that. So the mold, again, it's the same as the big one. It just feels a little different because the big one is so big, it's so unwieldy that it becomes a little tough to get into different positions. So this guy is a little better with that, I think. So you can get him in more dynamic poses. And I guess if you have like a sturdy enough stand, you could probably get him on there, you know, and create a cool little display. A lot better, I think, than the big one. I can't remember if the big one's legs come out like this. So, but that one does, and it really helps. So, not bad. You know, again, the molding does look exactly the same though to me, overall. Paint on this guy is okay. It's lacking a lot of details, which is a little sad, but the face is painted alright. There's a little bit of black paint in there that's a little slopped on. The nose isn't on the line isn't completely great there. A little red, a little messed up over there, not so great. There's a little splotch there underneath the gold of extra gold on mine. Under the blue here, the blue's painted fine. Little tails are painted okay. I guess we could look at them a little further after. So it's okay. It's a little plain, but it doesn't not work. You know, like it's still Voltron to me, but you know it could be a little better. As you can see, like the mouth here on the red line is a little messed up. Yeah. The wing here on mine, one I took out, I should have showed you guys, is a little, like, it's not scratched up, but I guess they didn't coat this well with silver paint. So, up there, that could be a little better. The silver paint on the rest of this is pretty good though, and a little bit of blue. Same on the other side, but it's a little better. Not so bad. This, I feel like I could cover up. It won't be so hard to do. But yeah, I mean, my big one had a lot of paint mess ups. So that's, yeah, this is doing much better than that one in those regards. But yeah, I mean, overall, I think this Voltron isn't bad. He looks good. You can pose him decently, I think. As long as, you know, you get him standing, standing fine right now. So that's pretty good. Overall, I definitely like this mode, and I think on my shelf it'll look fine. So I'm happy with that. So as far as the diecast content that I was talking about, I think I'll cover it more in the lion modes. All right, so give me a second and we'll start going with that. All right, one last thing before we get into the lions. Just an articulation point I missed here. The shoulders can go up and down a bit, so you can, you know, spread his arms just a bit if you need to do anything. There, that hinge does move. So there you go. And there is a swivel up here. I guess I missed that too. But hey, it's here, right? So there you go. You got swivel in there. And I'm guessing some swivel up here. Yeah. Swivel in the legs. All right. Those are the two articulation points. A few articulation points I missed there. So you do get a little articulation. As I was posing him for a picture for the screenshot, as you saw at the top here, I realized that. Okay, so now for the lions. Unlike the big combiner where it's a big pain in the butt to take out, these just come out really easy. It's just a friction joint. Boom, pops right in. There you go. I mean, it's not like it's super easy, but it's better than the other ones. Same thing here, there's nothing that clicks or anything, so you just pull it right out. Just a little. Ooh, this one's tight. And this one, let me tell you, gave me a little bit of trouble to begin with. Alright, so let's start out here with the yellow line. Now these aren't like the big ones, it's a little more simplified. They don't really go in completely in places, so like, although it's not everything is hidden, so as you'll see, everything just kind of comes out. And goes his legs, his hind legs here. You just want to fold them out of there. just like so. Pop his head down. Now this, I believe, does have, yeah, this you can extend out, unlike the arm legs, and you can push this down if you want. So there you go. And then you want to just pull out the tail. I had seen some people had some trouble with theirs, more kind of like the other ones, but for me, the tail seemed to work fine. So there's the yellow lion. His articulation, you got up and down, as you saw, this comes out. And then his legs can do sort of that. It's got a joint right there, and a joint at the foot. So back and forth. These all like ratcheted. You feel them more than hear them. Front legs, same deal. Go, hinge there. So, and swivels. Ratcheted swivels at that, but, and that's it. Actually, I believe his mouth opens. Yeah, there's a hinge there. So there you go. Paint on this guy's simple but effective. A little bit of a scratch there on the white, but the silver looks good here. I kind of like the gray plastic on this one for some reason. Not on this particular one, I'm saying on the whole thing. It's not so bad. So pretty good. The die cast is here and back here. You can tell it's like a different plastic. Well, a different color, I should say. I wish this piece was die cast as well, but it's not. So you do get a couple of pieces. It's actually just one big piece here. This whole thing is die cast. So as you can see, it's very shiny. There's the die cast content. It's pretty much the same on all of them, but I will show you them as we go. Here's the green lion. So bring this down. Let's see, that will go that way. I'm gonna put in that peg again. I had turned these around, so just flip them around, and then you unfold them. They all kind of just fold into here. So this, you want to turn his foot completely around when you fold it up. So see, I'm still telling you guys how to get it ready for combine mode. I'm just doing it in reverse. So this is the same as the big ones. So what you got here, hold on, let me orient his head here. Pull out his tail. I'm gonna open this up here in the middle, and then you want to fold. You want to take out his arms and fold them out like so. It's the same, but a little different. You'll see it's a little simplified in there the way it is. There's this one big piece here that you just kind of open up. A little bit different, then you just snap it back in. That one that has a snap there. These heads have the swivel over here, the snap there. The legs are the same as far as the articulation goes as the yellow one, so hey, you can do that too. One arm can move them both, but they can move separately as well. So there you go. And of course you can twist this and turn it a little bit. So, because of the articulation. Give me a second here, guys. Sound a little better? Yeah, had a little bit of a sound problem just now. So sorry about if the sound was a tad bit low in that section, but we should be good to go now. Same deal here, flip it up, and then take these guys out. Take them out from the back, turn them around. Pull out the tail, and we're going to pull out the head here. And there's the blue lion. Paint's okay on the blue lion. I know I have to go back to green lion in a second. But same die cast here and here. So you get this top part, this whole chest piece and back piece is die cast. His mouth opens up. Paint is good on his ears. That looks pretty good. Could get a little bit of a better coat of white there, but it's not so bad. Articulation, again, same deal on the legs. And that's about it. Paint on the tails are actually pretty good on these guys. On mine, so happy about that. Bring back the green line for 1 second. Again, just want to show you the die cast. This whole piece is all die cast. Paint on this guy is decent. It's not so bad for where it is. So, not too shabby. Red lion, same as the green. Flip that in, pull out the tail, take out his legs. Now again, I had the shoulders oriented upwards, so I got to do one extra step to take him down. So, and then you want to open these up again. Alright, you know what? Before I do that, this is a good way to show you the die cast again. See, it's very, very shiny, the die cast. I mean, this is shiny too, but it's different. In person, it feels, it's a different type of shine. Camera, it's almost the same, but it's really not. So, there you go. Open this up. Let's separate his arms a little bit here. Take him out. His arms, his legs. There you go. Close that back up. And you got the red line. Easy peasy. Articulation there. Same leg as the green line. I could move them both at the same time. Swivel. There and there. Hind legs are the same as well. And a snap. Paint on this guy, wished it was a little bit better on the mouth. As you can see, could use a little more white. It's a little messed up. I don't know if that's from like getting the sword in his mouth all the time. The sword will cover it up though, but the eyes look good. The silver bits look good. So not bad. The feet on these guys are pretty good. If you remember, my feet on the big one was really bad. So the paint on the feet, thumbs up. So not so bad, right? It's, you know, for the most part, this guy is turning out to be pretty clean. You know, I mean, there's not as much paint to mess up, but that's a good thing, I think. And the big guy. So this is different because, well, first let's bring down his legs, his hind legs. Take out his tail. I'm gonna put his wings down. And pop these down. This does open up again. And the foot is in there. This was a little tricky. There is a little bit of a little ledge there. You want to get your nail in there and pop it out. Whew. So it's a little different because the big one, you get the entire arm up in there. But here you can see it sticks out a bit. There you go. And then you want to just close up his head. So Black Lion is pretty nice. I mean, you know. Black Lion is always nice. I love Black Lion. So same thing that we saw. His nose could use a little bit of work there. A little messed up on the nose. But the eyes look okay. Maybe there's a little bit of black coming down on one side, but his horns look good. The horns do not move. They're a soft rubber, so in either form, they're just staying up. So don't try to mess around with them too much. His head can do that. We saw all the paint on his wings, and we can see what it does here. The tail can do that. Paint on his tail looks good as well. Paint his chest, same thing. You know, we saw it, a little splotch there. So there's that. And same diecast content here, up here as well. So you got it up here and in the chest. However, there is plastic surrounding it, so they didn't go all the way with it. It's this part here to the back. There's diecast over here and then up in here. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I wish there was a little more on the Black Lion. He definitely needed it. So you got the articulation on his head. Shoulders have those. We saw those in Voltron mode. And then you have the hinge up here. Hinge down here. You got two hinges there. As you can see, hinge. Back legs can come out a little bit if you need to. More so for Voltron mode. And you got a hinge here, and hinge here. So it definitely has the most range, I think, of them. And there's a little cone there. So I like to pose these guys. As so, with the big ones on the end. It's a cute little set. You know, I mean, they do the part, they look nice. In this mode, here is a Pop, as you can see. He's taller than them, which says a lot. Let's just bring in the Black Lion only. And he is just to show you. That's the difference. That is a huge difference. So there you go. Some people have asked what's better to get. It's up to you. Space-wise, the big one takes up a lot of it. Again, I have them in Lion mode, and I really like them in Lion mode. So they do take up a lot of real estate in that mode, but I like it better than Voltron mode. Voltron mode in the big one ultimately fails for me because it's really it's just really messy. So this guy for me in Voltron mode is a lot less messy, but you know, you are lacking in some paint detail. I do like the, you know, the interactive one, not the interactive one, the this guy, which is the articulated one. I think he's really cool, and as far as Voltrons for your display, that one is the best to me. But I really dig this one for like a, you know, for a smaller display. I love Voltron, so I was gonna get all three of them anyway, but and I only got my son one of the basic figures. I didn't get any of the basic figures. I kind of want them now just to complete everything. But yeah, I really dig this set. So yeah, I think it's worth it. And if you're gonna get it like this set, because you're gonna end up paying more, and I don't think they're worth more than the $70 I paid here. As a matter of fact, like even less, $50-$60 might be better, but it is worth it because you have 5, you know, combining lions here with some diecast, and if you like equate that to a lot of you know, import figures that do have diecast, I think it's comparable in those terms. You're getting a taller figure than, say, you know, this guy, you know, with maybe with pretty much all said, you know, with enough diecast in it to make it worth it. So that's my thought on this guy. A little bit less paint, but it works, and I don't know. I just dig it. Like, I really like the set. So I'm happy with it for sure. Your mileage may vary. That's what makes us all unique collectors, and at least I get to show you these guys, you know, all together. Alright guys, that's all I got. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts on doing a reverse Voltron, because I'm sure there's going to be other Voltrons in the future where I'm going to have to combine them, or other combiners. sometimes it's fun to go backwards, you know? It was for me. I think it's cool. Again, this set on the box says Lions of Voltron, so I kind of wanted this to be the main event, the Lions. For once. And also, there's a dual purpose for that. A lot of times, people like to see the Voltron right away. So this time, I gave it to you. I thought this was a fun set to do it with. Alright, guys, that's all I got. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time, peace out, peeps. Alright, quick addendum, folks. As I watched the video back in its entirety, getting ready to upload, I kind of didn't really mention, besides saying, yes, it's got less paint apps, I didn't really, like, call out Playmates on that. I do think this guy could have had more paint apps for sure. You know, up there, and just a lot of places up here. You know, I know there's a lot of spots where paint should have been. That's obvious, you know, like, but for what they gave us, like, you kind of traded one thing for the other, I think, you know, with the diecast and stuff, so that's kind of how I thought of it. So I'm personally okay with less paint on this guy. You know, so it's not a big bother for me. But I did want to mention in the video, definitely, obviously, there's less paint apps here. I'm not going to go over every point of where they missed the paint, because they didn't miss the paint. It was a decision they made. You know, they needed to keep costs to a certain price point, I'm sure, and they decided to, you know, cut the paint in certain spots. It is what it is. It doesn't hinder my enjoyment of this figure. Might yours, you know, like, because again, I am keeping it in this mode. And, you know, when you really look at a figure, you know, on your shelf, you know, especially when you see it like this, I mean, I feel like, yeah, your eye doesn't catch it all. It does have paint in the important spots. You know, and because Voltron has always been like this, like, really colorful, you know, you got red, you got green, black, you know, different blues, yellow, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so much paint, or color variation, I should say, other than paint, already, that your eye really doesn't notice the finer details. You know, each one of these Legendary Defender ones have had different paint. If you have the articulated one, it has different paint than this one, it has different paint than the big one. So, and then, like, let's say the articulated one has different paint than the big one. So you're getting a little bit here, a little bit there, you know? It's not really an excuse. It's not really, you know, it is what it is. I personally understand how these things work as far as business goes. Business decisions, well, you know, you have a certain budget, and because of this, you can't do this or whatnot. Yes, in certain spots it does feel like they cheaped out a little bit. Like, hey, you know, like something I didn't mention also, the wings feel a little hollow on the inside. But I already gave the wings enough grief, you know, not being able to go fold out, which is a real bummer, you know. But I just wanted to mention, you know, that paint part once again, because I feel like it is something people are going to want to know about, my opinion on, and that is really my full opinion on that. Like, I mentioned it in passing that yes, it has less paint apps, but I didn't really mention my thoughts on it. Again, I'm not going over every exact point that they missed, because I understand why they did it, because, again, they didn't miss it, they just didn't put it in. Alright, so that's my thought on that. Alright, so I felt like that was enough of a big deal, because I know people will mention it in the comments here or on Facebook or wherever I may post this video about that. So, and it's understandable. But again, if you look at that, it's pretty cool, and I'm getting better at posing it, so I'm pretty happy about that. Alright, guys. Again, that's all I have now. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts on this or anything else on this guy. And until next time, once again, peace out, peeps.